Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Admiral Pegasus, and on today's show, we're going to have a quick review of the arena events, and yeah, pretty much because that's all I could actually see. Because, let's get it back on the screen. Because for those of you who remember, we received this announcement telling us when we was going to have the arena events. Now, what Scopely did here, breaking it down for the individual regions to have their own specific start time and for it to run for 8 hours is a brilliant idea. However, these are all UK time, so this is my time. 11 AM through 7. Hang on, through 7 PM. Now, there's a slight problem with this for me, and I have put it in the EU Arena tab, and the problem, and I don't know if this has been replicated on the US servers and the APAC servers for this particular run of the arena, there's a large chunk of that time most people won't be in the game. A large chunk of that time. And if they're unfortunate, such as myself, where you have a lot of other obligations, you didn't even get a chance to participate in this event. Literally, did not even get a chance to participate in this event because it only lasts 8 hours. So, yeah, there's going to be a little bit of a rant on this one about this was not very well thought out and why are not Scopely joking here? Could Scopely not actually have planned this one a little bit more effectively? And the answer is, well, yes, they have access to all the data. So they know when the high time is when the most players are going to be online. Now, if that turns around, it's actually between the times of 11 AM and 7 PM, then who am I to argue? But for me, it was like, really? With a vast majority of players in the EU, most people will be working. Then they've got to go home and have their tea. Then they've got to sort their kids out if they've got kids. Yeah, they're not really logging into the game till probably around 8, 9 o'clock in the evening. And it's like for me, I might do little bits and bobs in the game through the day, but it's mostly mining now because I don't have the time to sit in the game and do stuff. Or I might have some time earlier in the morning, just after I've dropped the kids off at school before I have to do other stuff. And other people would be around about the same. They've got things to do. There's other obligations. Even medical appointments are not very game friendly. You get your medical appointment when you get them. So for me, I was not very well impressed with this. Now, obviously, this is the first one. Let's give Scopely some credit on this one. This is the first run, and obviously they'll be looking for feedback off players. So, depending on how you feel about the timing, I know a lot of players in my alliance was like, this is not very time-friendly for players. Now, there was that period between event reset 5 PM and 7 PM, but that's a 2-hour window. Now, there's a time issue with this as well, because first of all, you've got to make sure you've got enough players in your alliance online at the same time as you who want to do arenas, and you're in a medium-sized alliance at least. So you're probably looking around about 30 active players, give or take. I mean, you might want to, you might throw it down to 20. You might be literally an alliance of 5 PvP players, and you know for a fact you're all going to be online. So you could generally be a small alliance. But another thing as well is this really does not help players who are not in alliances. This is not, or very small alliances, or alliances where most of your fleet is either red dot killers or miners. So, yeah. Now, obviously, there is a PvE aspect to this, so that you can do some of that, but the chance that you're going to be pitted up against PvP players who are just going to come around and blow your ships up, so you're guaranteed to lose. And it's just, Yeah, making sure everyone's online, that's part of the problem. And when you've only got that 2 hour window between finishing work at 5 p.m., which is what a lot of office staff, we'll say definitely office staff, do in the EU. They finish usually around about 5 p.m. Well, they do in the UK. I'm not sure about Germany, France, Spain, and all the other European countries. But you finish at 5 p.m., then you've got to travel home. And if you're driving, well, you can't use your mobile phone while you're driving. It's against the law. So you've got your travel time home. Then you've got to log into the game. Oh, but hang on a minute, you need to make tea for your family, especially if you are the one who cooks all the meals. Or you've got a partner who's still at work, so you've got to deal with the kids. So you've got to pick the kids up from the babysitter. Then you've got to get them home, then get their tea done. By the time you've got them ready for bed, had their tea and got them ready for bed, if they're young enough, you're probably looking at around 7 p.m. at the earliest. Now, the earliest I probably get into the game is usually around about 10 past, 8:15 in the evening. And that's where I can spend a solid 2 to 3 hours in the game. But then you've got the timing of this arena of how long it lasts. Well, the event's supposed to last 10 minutes or the first team to reach the maximum number of points in the event. Okay. Then you've got your prep time before that, so where you're being moved into the new system, sorting out your fleet, ready to go in, organising who's going to do what. Oh, okay, that's step 2. Step 1, organising your fleet. Yeah, putting out, saying, right, I'm starting an arena. I need 4 players to come and join me. So then you've got to sort out, if you're actually very organised, is sort out who's doing what. And all this carries on through Alliance chat as well. So when you move to the other server, you got Alliance chat. So then you've got all that. So you're probably looking more like 15 minutes of active time. Yeah. Now, if you don't have a lot of high-level players and you get matched up very poorly, because that has happened, and let's not mention men's words. This matching system is very hit and miss on whether it gives you around about what you want, or you're going to get high-level players. So, yeah, you could end up losing. Now, this is the SMS for the event, so great, there's an SMS for this, but I need 120 points to actually complete it. Okay, fair dues. So there's going to be some participation required here. Here's a scoring metric. Let's get it up. 10 points for a win or for a draw or a lose. 10 points. So effectively, you need to join 12 arena events. Now let's do the maths on the timing on that. So you're looking around 15 minutes between starting it, and a little trick here we found. Get your lower level player to start it. Yeah, get your lower level player to start it. So, time to set it up. You've got a certain amount of time. Then you've got to wait for your match. So once you've got your players, then you've got to wait for your match. Yeah. Then you've got your prep time. Then you've got your arena time of 10 minutes. I think I might be breaching quarter of an hour here. Hopefully not much more than 15 minutes. But, so, if we take the average of 15 minutes, to do 12 arenas to complete this SMS, yeah. That would be around about 3 hours. 3 hours. And that's if you're doing them back to back. If you stop for a piss or a coffee, then yeah, you're looking at longer than 3 hours. Okay, let's not have mentioned words here. That's FOMO. That's the fear of missing out, of being unable to complete this. Or if you do have that mental I'm trying to think of the correct word here to use. That mental... I could say the mental capacity, no, but it doesn't quite fit. The mental inclination, where if you start something, you have to complete it. And it is a condition. It is a very major condition. There are people who do it. If you start something, you have to finish it. It could be considered as part of the autistic spectrum as well, that one. But you have to complete it. That means you've got to sit in this game for at least 3 hours. Yes, now you can do other parts of your game, like your PvE grind and all that, because it will scoop you up and send you off on your way. If you're mining in a token system, it will scoop you out of that system and whisk you away to the new universe, which is good in a sense. I'd rather you leave my miners where they are and just take the ships that's currently docked. That would be an idea, but yeah. $3 hours. Now, yes, you can do this within 3 particular runs if you actually win. So that's not too bad. So that's around about 45 minutes to an hour in the game. For the very first run of this, making players actually participate. Now, like I say, FOMO, you do not need to do this. If you do not need to do this. Obviously, if you've got that mental part of you that if you start it, you have to complete it, or you are what's the term? Completionist. A completionist. Where the event's there, so you have to do it. You've got this compulsion in your head. You must do it. If you don't do it, you miss out. Granted, I've missed out. I'm a little bit annoyed, yes, that I've missed out, because I was hoping to do a live stream, but I'm a little bit annoyed the fact it only lasted 8 hours. But yet they can put incursions on for 24 hours. Oh, great, my light's playing up again. But anyway, I'm still clear enough. They can run incursions for 24 hours, but yet the arena's only open for 8. Okay, fair dues. I mean, the rewards are not particularly that good anyway. It's only 6,000. But still. Now, there are problems as well going on with the event itself, because a lot of my players also saying there's a lot of lag, we've got a lot of targeting issues, you can't target players. So obviously there's still some kinks to work out with this. The beta testing on Apex server obviously revealed certain things going amiss. We saw that from the announcements, and it's good the fact that the overlords are keeping us apprised of what's going on, and that they are hearing these reports. But if you've got scoring problems, was it right to run this event today? Here on the 14th of October? Probably not the best idea. Probably not the best idea. But they ran it because it was promised on that date, and I've got an itchy snout, so I do apologise. It was promised today that it would be launched, so fair dues, they wanted to launch it at the end of the first week. But realistically, and I've even seen reports today of scoring not working properly. Yep, compensation chest sent out, because even I got a compensation chest when I didn't even partake in it. I'll take it, because I missed out, but I'll take it. Give me the 6,000 coins I missed off here. But, yeah. I mean, in all honesty, right, this is an event that I really want to actually partake in. I want to see what it's like. I want to see if it's worth me actually getting involved with. I like the idea of wave defense in the game. But again, it's waiting for other players to join. You got a 10-minute window for players to join. So you got to rely on that. And then you got to rely on the fact that everyone knows what they're doing without even being told if they're not part of your alliance. So solo version of wave defense would be nice. Maybe a solo version of this would also be nice. But, yeah. I think Scopely really need to work on this one. Now, I mentioned earlier about the fact they've got access to all this data. And they know when players are online and when they've got the most players online. And the one thing is I've been hearing some stuff about things like national energy grid on they have to plan or predict when they need so much power. So it's like, do you need so much power at 3 o'clock in the afternoon in comparison to 5 o'clock in the evening? Well, realistically, no, because you don't, because most people are at work, so they've got all that and everything. But 5 p.m, yes, because they're actually cooking meals and doing hot drinks and things like that. One good example, for those of you in the UK, will actually know the soap. I don't watch it, by the way. Coronation Street, when that's on. So they know during Coronation Street, during that first 10-15 minutes, they're not going to need as much power, because most people sat there in front of the box watching Coronation Street. But as soon as the adverts come on, they're jumping up and making themselves a coffee. Oh, we've got a sudden burst of energy because they've still got a TV on. Now they're putting a kettle on. So we're going to need that extra bit of power. So an energy grid predicts how much power they're going to need, because if they don't put enough power in the grid, they're going to have blackouts. So, using that analogy into Scopely's data requirements, they know roughly how many players are going to be online or when's the busiest time for them. Maybe they could arrange this event to start. Yes, start around that time. So event reset is usually one of the best times. And how do we know all that? As players, how do we know event reset is one of the best times for this? Because the game's always bloody laggy. The game really goes laggy around event reset, especially on Arcfall. Now, obviously, I do apologise, my voice is going. Now, during the rest of the week, it's not as busy as Arcfall would be, but there's still a fair amount of players coming online, wanting to see what the new events are, what the new Battle Pass event is that they're going to have to do that day. So they have a very good idea of how many players are going to be online, or when their busiest points are. So having this start at event reset would be more ideal. Now, that works well for the EU servers, because our event reset is around about tea time or dinner time, depending on how posh you want to be. So 4 p.m. UTC or 5 o'clock UK time. That's usually around the busiest time in the EU server. Now, in America, it's not, in the US server, sorry, it's not going to be the same, because around that time, some people are still working. So when it's 5 p.m. in the UK, what time is it going to be in New York? Well, you take 5 hours off that. That's lunchtime. Yeah, lunchtime. So, yeah, you could potentially see a lot of people going on their dinner breaks and maybe wanting to play the game and see what new events they've got in. But yeah, if you move that back across the other side of America to Los Angeles, that's another 3 hours off. So that's 9 a.m. Most people are starting work at 9 a.m. in Los Angeles. Well, at least I think that's the way it works over there. So there's not going to be as many people from Los Angeles participating. But that's all event reset time. That is all event reset time. Now, in the APAC server, they're mostly in bed around event reset. Their busiest time is probably going to be the daily reset, which happens for me around 4 a.m. in the morning. Well, I'm fast asleep at that time. In the US service, however, no, they'll actually be awake on that one, because in New York, that's about 11 o'clock at night. In Los Angeles, that's 8 o'clock at night. So that's an evening daily reset in America. So, yeah. Now, to me, it would probably make more logical sense for Scopely to look at potentially all the regions around about, say, the evening, starting 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening. So, like for the UK, you could say 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. Run it for 8 hours from then. Not a problem. And then reciprocate that when it comes to the US servers. Now, where they calculate the US server time, I'm guessing is going to be in Los Angeles. So when it becomes about 5, 6 o'clock in Los Angeles, run it from then. Yes, now New York could have a problem with that one because they're 3 hours ahead. So instead of it being 6 o'clock, it would be 9 o'clock in the evening. But then again, those players who are stalwart in this game and really want to participate, they will stay up because they've got nothing else to do because they're not at work. They don't have medical appointments. And then the APAC servers, you can work around them again and work wherever your time zone starts at that. So say Sydney, Australia. When it's 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in Australia, run it from then. Just an idea. But then again, is that something Scopely would ever consider? I really don't know. We'd have to wait and see what happens with the next one. Now, obviously, this is the first one. I will say that it looks like it's a good event. I really do wish I got the chance to participate in it and do a live stream on it for starters. So I'm not too sore about that a little bit, but it just means obviously I didn't do a live stream. I did this video instead. But yeah, so if you actually got to participate in it, let me know in the comment section what you actually thought about arenas. Was it a good event? Did you enjoy participating in it, or did you suffer the lag? Did you even get to participate in it? I'd really actually like to know about that one. But now as well, the rewards that do come with this obviously are pretty good. There is an SLB as well, so we'll just quickly look at that one. Now this obviously gives you normal scoring, which is basically 200 points for defeating an Armada, and then obviously you've got points for defeating players and hostiles in the arena as well. So that's all going to work towards it. I mean, the points are okay, 36,000 for the winner, and the leaderboard is 750 strong. So which is actually pretty good. So you're going to guaranteed to get at least some of the points out of this. Now, bearing in mind that this is across your entire region. Yes, your entire region. So there's going to be a lot of players participating in this. I would probably say for the EU region that you're probably looking on the point of around about 6,000 players participating. Just as off the top of my head. I don't have access to all that information. But I'd probably say around about 6,000 players will participate in this. So, yeah, 750, it's a far cry. But at least you still got that opportunity to get at least 2,160 points currency. So, but that's where it is. Now, obviously, the biggest rewards when you actually do participate in this is going to be the Terran faction. So we can just have a quick gander at that one. As you can see, I'm outsider. I've got 3 things that I've got available to me. If I view this thing, I can't actually buy anything because I didn't get any of the credits. So again, I'm not going to get the reputation, any credits. But I do have some credits that's been handed out through various chests. So, if we go, look, say I can get 5 shards of data, 5 shards of Troy, or 5 shards of Esri. So the fact we're getting obviously in here, that's good. So mirror Una shards as well in here. There are some good things. I mean, you got the new artifact in here with Georgia's crown. So you've got the daily claim. You got 5 fragments. At various levels, so there's obviously various levels to this. Mirror dust, and then what else you got? You got efficient upgrades, vengeful defense, and that's to do with the new Vindicator, I believe. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of interesting stuff in here. There's also the Syndicate requisition, which is the daily claim in the daily gifts. So watch out for that one. But yes, you got some good stuff in here. Some stuff towards the arena, some reputation, daily claim. So how that daily claim is going to work, I'm guessing it's going to be something where you can actually claim it rather than actually for the section 21s I've just had up. So you can actually work on your section 31 reputation without actually having to do all the waves. But obviously if you want Sloan, if you want the skill points for Sloan, you're still going to have to do wave defense and everything. And then obviously you got some avatars as well. So yeah, they're going to be ones that I'm not even going to go for. So there are some good stuff in this store. So it's really going to be worth you actually doing arenas. But please, like I said, in the comment section, let me know what you thought about arenas. Did you enjoy it? Was it a pain in the ass? Was it laggy? Or can you see yourself not doing this again? Or is it something that you are really going to go for each time it comes around? Something I would like to go for. Hopefully, when they run it on that weekly basis, like they said they're going to do, they don't keep putting it during the day. They do actually think about changing the times just a little bit. But if enough players complain that they use it at the wrong time, Scopely hopefully may listen. But we shall wait and see. But anyway, thank you for joining me. I'm Admiral Pegasus. Stay safe, live long and prosper, and I shall catch you on the next video. Goodbye.